Welcome to Monaco, where the Roquebrune beach over there awaits Kriegel Maurer. A landing float is out there 300 meters to sea, and it's looking forward to receiving some athletes over the coming days. When they're going to be here? Now that's the question, because Kriegel Maurer is about 55 kilometers out, and the latest we have on him is arrival could be this evening, but more likely tomorrow morning. Kriegel always likes to keep us on our toes, so who knows what's going to happen. He's pulled a night pass as well, so whether he may decide to hike through the night to get here in time. The trouble is, conditions are just a little bit iffy. They're just not. Whoop! I'll just won't fall off back here because it's quite steep. It's very stable. We thought that this warm weather would bring great flying conditions, and it's just not. Kriegel's suffering. He's landed. He's back on his feet. The problem is this stable air. The warm air can't rise if there's warm air above it. And, you know, it's like sort of flying in treacle. A colleague of mine explained it to me. And actually, in fact, if you go over to X-Alps.com and go into the news section, you can read his story that he wrote yesterday. And it gives a real kind of beginner's guide if you're not a paraglider pilot to understand what's going on with the air. But essentially, to use a cycling analogy, it's like riding a bike with flat tires. It's just hard work. And after 9 days we've been going now, it's just soul destroying. It's brutal. It's not what you want. You're really hoping for that home run to Monaco. So we're waiting for Kriegel here, and let's wander up. I'll show you a little bit around. Kriegel could be here in 5-10 hours. He could be here in the morning, but all the other athletes as well are a little bit stuck. Behind him we've got Paul Gushelbauer. When I last checked live tracking, he was in the air. Benoit Outez, who's beginning to I've forgotten Maxime Pinot. Apologies, France 4. Maxime, we've got Maxime, then it's Paul Gushelbauer. And behind him is Benoit. Now Benoit has a kind of a natural advantage. He knows this area well, he lives here. And he just seems to get stronger as the race goes on. Anyone who remembers 2017 must recall how Benoit just ran like a demon the last sort of 100 kilometers across the flats of Italy. And no doubt he will be putting in every effort to catch up with Paul. And nothing separates them. I think just about 15 kilometers. So Paul needs to be watch his back, but he's also an amazing, great adventure pilot, an athlete. So anything can happen. Who knows? It's the Red Bull X-Alps. But behind them we got the gaggle. The gaggle is sort of around the sort of Saint Hilaire Turnpoint, and you got what I like to call the three amigos: Gaspard Petiot, Marcus Anders, and who was the other one he crossed that col with? Oh, was it Swiss too? Oh, my mind's gone bread. After 9 days, my brain is starting to go. But sorry, it's Tom de Dorlado. Gaspard and Marcus Anders, who they all crossed that high col and stayed the night in the Muttenhorn hut. And so they're close together. Tom, it will be really hoping that he can make Monaco. He's been doing the Red Bull X-Alps for over 10 years, since 2007. And he's never reached goal. He's never made it to Monaco, despite getting very close sometimes. But he right now is on the ground. He's hiking up to the Saint Hilaire Turnpoint. So how's Aaron Duragatti's leg? Aaron prefers to fly. No doubt about that. And I think his tactical decision right from the beginning is to wait for those flying conditions. But it could be a long wait with conditions as they are. But all we can do is get over onto live tracking, jump into the cockpit with an athlete and join them on the road or in the air. Tell us who you're supporting. We love to hear who you're supporting and who you're rooting for. In the old days, it used to be always Thomas Coquenay used to have the most fans, but I'm not so sure now. I think Oggy still got, he's got the most fans. I think he wins the fans award this year, but we'll see. Who knows? Tell us who you are rooting for. So this is what awaits at Peille. We've got the signboard is just over here, and then the athletes, we've got the athletes will run up here, just over here, And it's normally like a really kind of great atmosphere, lines of crowds here, as whoever comes through first will charge up here and then sign the signboard behind me over there. And it's a great atmosphere. I remember in 2017 when Benoit came down in second place, he flew down. He was just so emotional, hugging, kisses, crying with his family. So special. So, oh, you're still rooting for Kinga. That's fantastic. Kinga, not looking good for Kinga. The Axeman comes, the so-called Red Bull X-Alps Axeman comes tomorrow and will be visiting the last placed athlete. So whoever is in last place tomorrow, Tuesday morning, will be eliminated from the race. And it's looking like that's going to be Kinga. She was in a very tough battle with Chi Kyung-ha from Korea, the Korean dragon. But it's looking like he has won that battle. He's about 20 kilometers ahead of her when I last looked at live tracking. So, but she's had an amazing race. She's had quite an adventure. She told us earlier in the week how, real highlight was just crossing the Alps, just to be able to do that in the air. It's given her tons of confidence as well as an adventurer. So everyone's learning, everyone's having sort of fantastic adventures out there. And, you can guarantee that we're not telling half the adventures. We look at live tracking, we can see they cover such and such distances, but we haven't yet heard the real stories of what's been going on out there. And we're looking forward to seeing the athletes all this week and actually getting to hear about their epics or close calls. Gavin in particular, I know he's got a few up his sleeve. He's had a few exciting moments. So Gavin is probably feeling a little frustrated. It's very difficult for these, for American athletes to come over to the Alps, where it's very, very different kind of flying. And he did so well in 2015. He was one of the 20, something like 19 or 20 athletes who reached Monaco that year. Very, very fast year. And he was the first American athlete to make Monaco. I might need to double check that, but I believe he was the first American. Or he was? He was. Yeah, so that's a great achievement. Whether he can do it again, that's the question. So Marcus, I'm just reading some of your comments here. So anyway, Peille awaits, Monaco awaits, we all await, and we're just looking forward to the next 3 days of the Red Bull X-Alps. If you haven't heard before, the race, no matter what time the leader comes in, whether it's Kriegel, most likely, Maxime Pinot, if an absolute disaster happens, or even Paul Guschelbauer, the race will continue until 11:30 on Thursday. So stay tuned, keep watching live tracking, and of course stay tuned to Facebook. We will be going live. I will be going live as soon as Kriegel Maurer arrives, whenever that will be. He's 50 odd kilometers away, which, yes, you could run that in 4 hours or so, 5 hours, but it could be longer than that. It could be a 10-hour hike if he's not able to get up in the air. So until then, enjoy, and we'll see you out there. Thanks for watching.